Hey guys, bringing up the online version of the course today. Excuse me, lesson 26. I also want to bring up my desktop and I want to put my shoes on. We are once again we're wearing the Healy Hansons. These shoes have I talked about this yesterday. They're like maybe 16 or so years old, but the tread themselves are fresh because they're not minimalistic shoes. And soon after my ultra running career began, I switched over to minimalist and barefoot shoes. Did my first 50 miler in barefoot shoes. I did my first marathon in barefoot shoes, and boy, that was a mistake. Hey, Kat. Good morning, Yogi. Love you, Yogi. Be safe when you walk this morning. We'll be listening in the background. Thank you, Kat. I'm not sure how far I'm going to walk. It is icy out. Shoe number one. Um, so yeah, I prefer to wear the minimalistic shoes, but it's cold outside. I need traction. I could put on I have, you know, running spikes, grips. It's a lot of effort, but I'll probably have to soon. Hey, Selma, good morning. Hey, what's up? Aaron, how are you? One more shoe to go. Selma says hi. Nice to see you, Selma. Early in the morning. Here we go. I can do it. Today is Shaman Day. Guys, we have our first shaman appearing. I mentioned before, how's your GF? My GF. Hey, Anna. All right, I did it. -5 here this morning. Well, I think it's like 5. I think it's like 5 or 8 here or something like that. It's cold. So, hey, Bellamy, how are you? I don't know how long I'll be out. Um, you guys ready for lesson 26? Oh, so yeah, I was talking about shamans. I was pretty young when I bought my first book on shamanism. Don't know what drew it to me. The same as I don't know what drew my first book on yoga. I was probably around the same age, 11-ish, maybe 12, but I think closer to 11. Michael Talbot wrote a book on shamanism. He also wrote a book on the new physics, I believe, which is another book I bought early. Did not understand at all. Um, let's see. Workbook, lesson 26. So it's been being a big part of my life. About 2 years ago, I was writing a lot about shamanism, but from a very personal view, as what nature was showing me on my early morning walks, as well as my afternoon walks. Um, and I was doing some drum work, not me drumming, but listening to drum work, and asking the spirit of whatever it is that showed me what message that they had for me. It's a really um, wonderful stretch of time where nature just seemed to be speaking to me every time I stepped out my door. And still, on occasion, I do that. Hey, Toasty Poodle. I'm a KHHV Trussel. I don't know what that is. But hey, if that's what you are, I hope you are the the best one that you could be. All right, guys, if you remember lesson 25, one of my favorite lessons. I do not know what anything is for. Lesson 26. We take a little bit of a different turn with this. My attack thoughts. Every thought of the ego is an attack thought. It is attack and against the reality of Christ being within us all. Christ consciousness, Buddha consciousness, spirit, the universe, whatever term you want to use. My attack thoughts. Lesson 26 says my attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability, who you truly are as spirit. I'm not a body. I'm not a body. I am free, for I'm still as God created me. That's who you are, in essence. Spirit, consciousness itself, mind. A body is an appearance in the mind that gives us temporary sanctuary in this world. But it's not going to last. Who we are will last forever, because who we are is invulnerable to anything of the physical. How can the unmanifest be affected by the manifest? My attack thoughts, which is every thought of the ego, attacks my invulnerability. Let's continue here. It is surely obvious that you can be attacked and that you are not invulnerable. You see attack as a real threat. That is because you believe that you can really attack. You believe that you can really attack. And what would have effect through you must also have effect on you. It is this law that will ultimately save you, but you are misusing it now. You must therefore learn how it can be used for your own best interests rather than against them. Because your attack thoughts will be projected, you will fear attack. And if you fear attack, you must believe that you are not invulnerable. Attack thoughts, therefore, make you vulnerable in your own mind, which is where the attack thoughts are. Every attack thought is in the mind. Attack thoughts and invulnerability cannot be accepted together. They contradict each other. The idea for today introduces the thoughts that you must always attack first. Let me say that again better. The idea for today introduces the thought that you always attack yourself first. Always. It might seem that you are attacking another, you always attack yourself first. If attack thoughts must entail the belief that you are vulnerable, their effect is to weaken you in your own eyes. Thus, they have attacked your perception of yourself. And because you believe in them, you can no longer believe in yourself. The false image has come to take the place of what you are. Practice with today's idea will help you to understand that vulnerability or invulnerability is a result of your own thoughts. Nothing except your thoughts can attack you. Nothing except your thoughts can make you think you are vulnerable. And nothing except your thoughts can prove to you that this is not so. 6 practice periods are required in applying today's idea. A full 2 minutes should be attempted for each of them, although the time may be reduced to a minute if the discomfort is too great. Do not reduce it further. The practice period should begin with repeating the idea for today, then closing your eyes and reviewing the unresolved questions whose outcomes are causing you concern. The concern may take the form of depression, worry, anger, a sense of imposition, fear, foreboding, or your own preoccupation. Any problem as yet unsettled that tends to recur in your thoughts during the day is a suitable project. You will not be able to use very many for any one practice period because a longer time than usual should be spent with each one. Today's idea should be applied as follows. First, name the situation. Whatever it is, finance, career, relationship, health. I am concerned about my health. Then go over every possible outcome that has occurred to you that is connected. Then go over every possible outcome that has occurred to you in that connection which has caused you concern, referring to each one quite specifically, saying, I'm afraid this will happen. So the first one says, I'm concerned about my health. I am afraid that I might get more sick. I am afraid that I won't get better. I'm afraid that I will not get answers to what's bothering me. Just name whatever it is. If you're doing the exercise properly, you should have some 5 or 6 distressing possibilities available for each situation you use, and quite possibly more. It is much more helpful to cover a few situations thoroughly than to touch on a large number. As a list of anticipated outcomes for each situation occurs, you will probably find some of them, especially those that occur to you towards the end, less acceptable to you. Try, however, to treat each of them alike to whatever extent that you can. After you have named each outcome of which you are afraid, tell yourself, that thought is an attack upon myself. Conclude each practice period by repeating today's idea to yourself once more, which is, my attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. There you go. Lesson 26. Hey, Patrick. Hey, the good guy. Yoga, my back is hurting after sleeping on my stomach with pillow on my chest. I did cow pose. Cow pose is a wonderful pose. Always helps me. Did you go into cat-cow? Got Selma, you know I am live streaming every morning before yoga. You could always come by. I would love to see you. I don't know, John or David. Joe, sorry. David Bowles. Patrick says, how you doing? I'm good, Patrick. What's it says? That was interesting. So what we want to do, Patrick says, I am 45. I am 60. I just felt a shudder go through my entire body when I said that aloud. What we want to do is get in touch with the essence of who we truly are. Remember what it says? Because your attack thoughts will be projected. Projected. Anything projected comes directly from the ego. Kennedy says, I'm 42, in my prime. 45. I'm 45 too. I ran my very first ultra when I was 45 years old. I finished my first 100-mile race when I was 50, just like less than a week or so after my 50th birthday. Also says, ugh, 60. That is gruesome. Well, thank you for that support. Where your wife at? I have no wife. I have an ex-wife. She's probably at her home. Hi, Flora. My life goal is to be 99. 99 and fit. That would be the goal. Kat said, wow. What are we wowing about? Flora says, hey to Kat and Jack. Patrick says, my too. Here's a question. Why does the right side of my beard grow faster than the left side of my beard? What's up with that? 60, gruesome. I thought what that was a friend. 60 can seem gruesome to people who are younger. 60 these days is different than 60 way back in the day. Doctor says I'm in the PennDOT truck. It's snowing here. Be careful. Be careful on the road. I wonder if our friend Hammer is out on the road driving. He seems unstoppable. When he's set to drive, he drives. Um, but sending out some prayers for him. I know he's careful, but doesn't mean everyone else. Not everyone should drive in the snow. Yeah, be careful, Patrick. We are done snowing, but we got some very, very cold weather setting in now. Wilson says, yeah, well, only someone from way back, way back, way, way back in the day would know that. Hey, Forgotten. Am I familiar with Turia? I am familiar with Turia. Well, 2 feet. I think we might have gotten a foot. I don't know. When I went to bed, it was still ice was coming down, freezing. Well, sleet, I guess. So it says Kenyon is very hot. I wouldn't mind a little hot being here right now. Any questions about lesson 26? Any questions about why the right side of my beard grows faster than my left? Any questions about our guest this evening? A shaman? It is, why do I keep forgetting his name? Joel Schaefer. You can look him up on the YouTubes. That's right, YouTubes. There's more than one. One of the benefits of being 60 is I get to put an S on any expression or word that I choose. Just comes with the territory, guys. You get that AARP card, and along with it says, feel free to add an S on anything that you want. And it says, good morning, Forgotten. So, yeah, I don't know where the conversation with our shaman guest is going to take us. I look forward to finding out. I don't want to, when I first started having guests on, I wondered, should I prepare questions? Should it be like an interview? And I thought, man, that sounds like an awful lot of work. And I didn't start a YouTube channel to work. Started a YouTube channel, yes, to earn my income, but hey, not to work for it, not to put in more effort than I wanted to. I wanted it to be fun. So I decided I'm just going to have conversations. I want to invite people up that I want to learn from. So instead of asking these set questions, I want a great conversation. I want to dive in. I want to learn from these people. Semper says, Vedantic philosophy and Madhukya Upanishad scholarship, the state of Turiya is defined not as a fourth sequential state of consciousness, but the underlying background or the absolute. Yep, although in yogic terms we call it the fourth state, just to differentiate it from waking and dreaming and sleeping. Joel, is great to discuss stream work. Yep, I hope everyone has lots and lots of questions. Definitely no YouTube working. That would be foul. Yep, I'm not going to work. That doesn't mean I do the live streams and then I do the shorts and the long form video. That takes some concentration. Some might consider it working. I have fun. I have fun going through that live stream and finding just the right thing that I think might be helpful for some people. If anyone wants to know how they could help me, not that you guys are sitting around scratching your head thinking, huh, how can I help Yogi? If anyone would like to share out any of those shorts, so it can catch sight of the algorithms And then the algorithms do all the work. But it takes that initial getting it out there. And hopefully I did capture the right thing that's going to help just the right people. Forgotten says, you guys are very knowledgeable. I'm happy to have run into you guys. Bless you, my friend. Thanks for being here. Aaron says, not on social media other than YouTube. I'm glad you're on YouTube, Aaron. I'm really glad that you're here and that we became friends. So, I mentioned before, when I first started doing this, I had Vicky Poppy up. Vicky's been practicing A Course in Miracles for almost 50 years. She's someone who's like one of the most tied in, connected people in the Course community throughout the world. A lot of people might know Gary Renard and the Disappearance of the Universe. She was responsible, she's mentioned in his second book, for getting him to speak in public. She's just been around. She's done so much for so many people. A very, very loving soul. And she's become a good friend. She's helped me out a lot. After our conversation here, she sent me a text and said, thank you for finally accepting. Thank you for finally saying yes to the function, the purpose the Holy Spirit had for you. Meaning having those conversations. And I thought for the first time, maybe ever, that I did say yes, that I was doing exactly what I was supposed to be doing. On point. Now, of course, there's been some ups and downs there. I love YouTube as well, Anna. Hey, Jack. But for the most part, I have really felt doing these, having the guest up, having these conversations has been exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. However, as I later found out, I was only doing half of what I was supposed to be doing. We had a great guest, Lisa Natoli. Lisa is a Course in Miracles student teacher as well as steeped in some non-duality traditions. She has sat with Francis Lucille and Reaper Spira. Do you like goblins? Like the old-fashioned car from the 1970s? Oh no, that was the Gremlins. The Gremlin. They're okay. After she came up at another great conversation, and Lisa, she thanked me again. She said almost the same thing that Vicky said, but then she asked me to make her some shorts of our conversation, or if I did, if I could send them to her. And I told her I did not know how to do that, but it had me wondering, and I decided to give it a try. 19 days to Valentine's Day. What I like about Valentine's Day is that it's closer to spring. So we're 19 days to being closer to spring. So I decided to try, and I ended up making some shorts, a bunch of them, and I sent it to her, and she said, thank you, because you only accepted part of your purpose, of your function. Because not everyone's going to watch an hour and a half or 2-hour live stream. And not everyone's going to go back and rewatch a live stream. However, if you made a 2-minute video, if you made a short, if you made a 5-minute long form video, someone's going to watch that. Not only that, but just the right person who is in need of hearing that message from whatever teacher was up is going to hear that. Someone is going to be suffering. Someone's going to be convinced that they're alone. Someone is going to lose a person that they care about deeply. Someone might be on the verge of taking a drink when they know they shouldn't. Whatever it might be. Whatever they're going through. The gift of the algorithms works both ways. Sometimes we moan about the algorithms ignoring us. Sometimes it's doing the right exact thing. The algorithm, like everything else, can be under the function of, in the Course we call it the Holy Spirit. You can call it the Tao or consciousness itself or the mystery. It'll help that right person who's convinced that they are alone find that video. And it's going to be someone saying, looking into the camera and saying, you are not alone. You are loved and you are loved. And your role here is to be loving. So Seahawks and Patriots, huh? So that's what I've been doing. And it does not feel like work. It definitely feels like a holy function. So again, if anyone would like to help me, just find a short or a video that resonates with you from my list. It's on a playlist. And hey, share it out. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Patriots versus Seahawks, going to the Super Bowl. I'm going with the Patriots all the way. Patriots by 127 points. That's my prediction. And the Patriots are going to score that 127 points in the first quarter. And it's going to be so lopsided that the Seahawks are going to be like, man, I'm just going home. This is no fun. And they're going to go home and they're going to turn on the TV and they're going to watch the Patriots do their own version of the 1985 Super Bowl Shuffle featuring Ickey Woods. That's my prediction. Let's stand by it. And it says, could we have a conversation about the chakras one day, Yogi? Yes, yes, we can. I am not a chakra expert. I have learned about them through, we talk about them in meditation when I became certified in meditation, as well as pranayama, as well as 200-hour yoga certification. But I can bring someone who is an expert up. I can reach out to my friend, the master yogi, Tom Thompson, who has been up, and see if he would like to talk about chakras. Here's what I do know about chakras. This is what we were taught when I became a meditation teacher. Don't worry about individual chakras. Don't assume if you're having trouble speaking the truth or whatever that your throat chakra is blocked or needs to be tuned up or whatever. Because unless you know for certain what's going on, you throw everything else out of balance. Trust in the process of meditation to even everything out. So simply meditate, or you can do a chakra meditation that involves all of them. Don't go specific unless you have talked to a highly trained Ayurvedic professional. You're welcome, Anna. Forgotten says, what do you guys think of Spatna Sadhana? Is it a benefit you think one can gain from it, or waste of time? I don't know specifically. However, any sadhana that you do, if we go right to the source, the Bhagavad Gita, there is nothing's wasted on the spiritual path. If you feel called for a specific sadhana, then as long as you are called to it, practice it until you no longer feel the call to do so. Lady Sky says, go Seahawks, finally. We're on the other side. We have our truth is over, Lady Sky. Now we have Seahawks against the Patriots. What's the bet going to be, Lady Sky? Here it is. Whoever loses has to sing a song, has to come up on the stream and sing a song that the other one chooses. What do you think of that, Lady Sky? Grant says, Trump 2028. Well, I don't care who you vote for one way or the other. However, the Constitution says that's not a possibility. If we are American, regardless, or if you want to be improper about it, irregardless, if you're American, we abide by the Constitution. No exceptions made. Aaron says, you have a nice community here, Eric. Build your community, educate your community, teach. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron. Miss Pippa says, slows all around. Hey, Jazz. Jazz, when are we going to talk about Jazz? Ladies Guy says, I say bring it on, Yogi. All right, it is on. Patriots versus the Seahawks. Patriots, those proud people that love their country, versus Seahawks. Birds, birds that don't even love the land. They're all out at sea. Give me a good old Patriot every day, man. Everyone's waving, saying hi. Jazz says hi to Anna and everyone. What time we got? Miss Whipper, we were on lesson 26 today. Seppa says to Kundalini King, Grand Risings, I posted my synchronization truths with Archaic and errands. Ladies, guys, laughing. She says, Seahawks, they see everything. They're going to see their own defeat. They're probably looking at it now. They're probably way out the ocean, and like one's looking out ahead, and all his friends are like, so what do you see? And he's like, it ain't good, guys. It ain't good. Aaron says, how can your community support you? Patreon is a great way. Just a suggestion, a pathway to grow. You know, I started a long time ago Patreon with my blog for my writing. I don't know what happened. It just didn't seem to go very well. Take care. Hey, have a good night's sleep for you. Doesn't Patreon sort of work with on request? People ask you to like make something. Brent says Newsom funeral 2026. What's a Newsom funeral? What kind of funeral is that? Let's see. 10-7 is a great score for the Patriots yesterday, Yogi. Hey, a win is a win is a win. Sepper says birds all the way, Eric, Lady Sky. And it says take care. Is not great. Is not great. A win is a win. What did the Seahawks win by? I didn't remember what you said. Thanks for the love, Flora. Catalini says California dude is trolling. Yep. The key is to never let the trolls know that you're being trolled. Look in the camera and smile. I always want the trolls to, feel like, hey, mission accomplished. I really put one over on that guy. That's what they're here for, They're here for that little bit of self-gratification. They need it, Without with our friend Rand, without that self-gratification, what does he have? There's so little sense of self-worth in their life. This is it, man. Showing up and, man, thinking, I've really put one over on that old guy. I'm here for you, Rand. I'm here. Give me what you got. Let's make this a good day for you. Eventually, what everyone learns, No one feels better by making anyone else feel less. It's an impossibility. Defies the very laws of physics. No one feels better by ever making anyone else feel less. There's an important lesson in kindness, but not everyone learns it immediately. The only way to help anyone be a little kinder is to be kind in return. Teach kindness. Course in Miracles says, teach only love because love is what you are. Hey, Mustafa. So I generally don't mind troll. The one thing Scroll and I've always agreed on this. Do your best to be funny. Do your best to be original. -15 degrees here, -9 birth. So cold here, Yogi. Yeah, it's cold here too. And it says, teach only love because love is what you are. And we teach what we most need to learn. Every single one of us really, truly needs to learn that we are love. It's nice to say. It's a fun thing to believe in. But how many of us absolutely, with 100% certainty, believe that we are loved? The only way to know for sure is to teach love. We teach what we most need to learn. We demonstrate what we are. Okay, guys, about 5 minutes. We're going to head out. Love and tolerance. Yep. Let me bring up. Hold on a second, guys. Tolerance is one of the 10 characteristics of God's teachers. But here's tolerance as explained through A Course in Miracles. This is from the Manual for Teachers. God's teachers do not judge. To judge is to be dishonest, for to judge is to assume a position you do not have. Judgment without self-deception is impossible. Judgment implies that you have been deceived in your brothers. How then could you not have been deceived in yourself? Judgment implies a lack of trust, and trust remains the bedrock of the teachers of God. Whole thought system. Let this be lost, and all his learning goes. Without judgment, all things are equally acceptable, for who could judge otherwise? Without judgment, all men are brothers. For who is there who stands apart? Judgment destroys honesty and shatters trust. No teacher of God can judge and hope to learn. The reason, we're not saying that judging is bad in the traditional way of seeing it. Hey, Astat. We're saying that judgment is an impossibility. It's an impossibility. For one, we only know our interpretation of another or an event. Our interpretation is not reality. We can only see a little bit, a fraction, or less of any situation. Neuroscience has proven that. We can only gather. Our senses can only tell us so much information. And we don't even know all the information that our senses are telling us because we've lost the ability to translate the language of smell, to translate the language of hearing, to translate the language of taste and touch and sight. So even with all the information coming to our senses, we can only accept and then interpret a fraction. And even that is mistaken because it all goes through the thought system of what in yoga they call the kleshas, the 5 afflictions of our mind, all the things that we are attached to, attracted to, all the things that we are averse to, so our aversions, the fear that we are small, limited beings that are going to die, the belief that we are an ego and nothing else, that we are this quantified self, And last, ignorance of who we truly are, and ignorance that all of that stuff is even happening to us. So how can we judge when we are seeing a very, very filtered world, a very, very filtered other person? Even such a thing as there being another person who is separate from us. So judging belongs to the ego, and it's an impossibility because the ego is only going to see its own fiction, its own interpretation, its own creation. There's only one judgment, and that is the judgment of the Holy Spirit. And the Holy Spirit doesn't judge good or bad. It judges what is true, and what is true is always and only love, and what is false, and the false always belong to the ego. So when we turn everything to the Holy Spirit, judging itself becomes an impossibility. However, in this world, navigating through this world, the world of physicality, the world of form, we do make distinctions. We do have hot, we do have cold, we have good, we have bad, seemingly so. So we navigate through the world, respecting the laws of the world, but never ever believing that that is reality itself. Thank you, Mustafa. Simpa says, kindness reduces social entropy by fostering cooperation and order, preventing the chaos and friction. Scroll Sniper 2026. Nice. Make sure you save that, Sniper. Hey, what are your thoughts on starting a new channel? Aaron says, the true law of the jungle is cooperation, true evolution. Yes, Margaret Mead was asked, what was the first sign of an advanced civilization? What was the first signs of mankind stepping away from that lower animalistic frequency? And the interviewer thought, it was going to be like harnessing fire, cooking food, agriculture, the wheel, something along those lines, the advent of religion. And she said it was a broken leg, a broken femur, which is a surprising answer. They uncovered a grave, ancient grave. I don't know what period of civilization it was. Very, very, very early. Very early. Excuse me, guys. And it was a healed femur, a very severe break that had healed. And it was broken early on. And the person had a longer life afterwards. They had never discovered anything like that before. Why is that important? Because it implied that people stayed with that person so they could heal. People cared for that person so he could recover. Someone loved that person enough to devote themselves to their safety and well-being until they could stand again. Empathy, kindness, care, signs of an advanced civilization. Look around the world. Where do you see that lacking? Quite a few places. We don't have to look far. We don't have to look far. We can turn on the news, and we will be shown the opposite of that. I care little enough about you that I would destroy what you believe in. I care little enough about you that I would make you wrong, and that I would punish you, and more so, I would actually kill you to get what I want, or to make a point, or you were in my way, or you thought or believed something other. How often do you see advanced civilization on the news, in your neighborhood? It's a rare commodity. It doesn't mean it's absent. It just means we need to, one, look deeper, and two, we need to foster it in the world ourselves. We are caregivers. I wrote about this yesterday. It's on my page, wall, thing. showy majiggy is what it's technically called, a showy majiggy. Um, by the way, feel free to use that word anytime you want in a conversation today and let me know how it goes. A showy, I can't even remember what I said. And I wrote it about again today. This is what I wrote today. It's on my page 2, homepage. Thingamabobby. That's an even better. A show-em-a-bobby. I wrote about continuous care. I did. Yep, I did, Aaron. So today I wrote about continuous care. Another note on being a continuous caregiver. No one is excluded from this love. It's cultivated from deep within and then allowed its free expression to touch upon the world. Without my own sense of self-love, it's impossible to extend it to others. Whatever lack found within myself would be projected out into the world and only then create more problems. A caregiver's task is to seek the own wounded heart in the appearance of another, never doubting that they are the ones healed in the grace of their giving. In this light, we are endlessly fueled in the continuation of our care, self-renewed, infinitely so. And again, I think the entire nature of my channel is caregiving. Not just for the sick. Anytime we believe that we are ego, we are suffering the disease of the ego. And the only cure is love. Thanks for sharing Perceiver's link. This is who is coming up. You know what's going to happen, by the way. This happens every guest who has any kind of facial hair and is bald. What do you want to bet? Sniper, what do you want to bet? Someone's going to say, are you two brothers? Is that your son? Are you related? I promise you. Because, you know, hey, all bald guys are related. All bald guys with facial hair, it's a tribe. We belong together. It's us against them, guys. There can be only one. We'll overcome, you know. For one, if it came down to it, we have no hair to pull. You know, we'd be grappling on the ground. You'd reach up and try to pull my hair, and your hand would just slip off. I would take advantage. I would submit you with an arm bar. Like that. That's the secret. Mustafa says, I already said it. Eric, you have everything you need to become a priest in the church with these wonderful and beautiful words. How about just a friend? Not only that, when you're bald, you're more aerodynamic. If I can't submit you with an armbar, I can outrun you, especially if I'm running into the wind. Also, when we're bald, I'm waterproof. When you got wet, you'd be like, oh crap, man, I got to blow dry my hair. My hair's all wet. I can't run. I can't fight. My hair's all wet. Me, just keep going and going. I'm like a seal. Not a Navy SEAL, like an actual SEAL. This is why, eventually, if you ever watch movies from the past and they showed people in the future, they were all bald. I'm just evolutionary leap years ahead of everyone else. Kojak used to be cool. He did. But you got to be tough to go around as a New York City cop sucking on a lollipop. And to call people a baby. And to say, who loves you, baby? That was Kojak's catchphrase. All right, we got to head out into the cold in just a minute. Don't know how long of a walk. It might only be 20 minutes. I normally do interval walking, sometimes interval running. Uh, Japanese, they teach a 3 on, 3 off. Walk at an easy-ish pace for 3 minutes, and then do like a power walk for 3 minutes. But when it's icy, it is really hard to do that. Mustafa says baldness is a symbol of masculinity. Okay, I'll take that. I will accept that. Let's say baldness is a symbol of sacred masculinity. And hey, it's got to be real baldness. Don't think, hey, that sounds pretty good, and then go out there and shave your head. Don't be a poser. If you're bald, you're bald. Aaron says, way too cold. Gonna get 100 reps in on the weight bench today. Awesome. We talking about continuous reps, Aaron? 13 days till Super Bowl, Yogi. Can I do a countdown for the Super Bowl? If you're okay with that. Sure, definitely, Lady Sky. I'm okay with whatever you do. All right. For me, Kundalini King, I have a 6-minute set of, you're welcome, Lady Sky, 6-minute set of one-arm kettlebell snatch. Switching hands once, so 3 with the right, 3 with the left, and then rest a minute or two. I've been doing heavier one-arm jerks, but I think today I'm going to switch over to double jerks. A 1-minute set, and then rest a minute, and then a 2-minute set. Yeah, I am going to go for a walk, Lady Sky. I need to get out there and get the earliest morning light that I can get. Mustafa says, Eric, there are no new short videos about you regarding home workouts. Yeah, I haven't been doing any videos of my workouts for a while. Hey, Jamie. For like probably about a month or so. I just, for whatever reason, I lost interest in sharing my workouts. There's a lot of wonderful channels out there that do that, and they do it much better than I do. Our friend Jace has the over 50 workouts sewn in. No one demonstrates it better. We have Eric Lapointe demonstrating perfect burpees. We have our friend Burpee Reaper. Leo said so. Poor Man's Gym. Our friend Sal. All these guys, they got their bases covered. It sort of felt like it was time to pass the baton of, not that I won't ever do it. I certainly will. When there's a kettlebell workout coming up that I feel called to, maybe I'll need some outside motivation to help me get those reps. I'll certainly live stream it. But for the most part, I think that's kind of over. For the most part. However, I always have a place to support all my fitness friends. Like Jamie Brown, for instance. I can't really say Jamie Brown is a fitness channel, though. Jamie Brown has a Jamie Brown channel. He's a multi-talented, multifaceted person, a wide range of interest that he's willing to talk about and share and listen to what you think about subjects. Lady Sky says, I know the perfect song for you to sing. I haven't found the song for you to sing yet. I figured I got, what was it, 13 days to come up with a perfect song of defeat. Better shape up. We will see. We will see what we shall see. Jimmy says, thanks, Yogi. You're welcome, Jamie. I enjoy what you do with your channel. I enjoy every aspect of it. Your workouts are unique. Only, sounds weird to say, only Jamie Brown is doing what Jamie Brown does. He has a unique fitness approach that works for him. He's not afraid to take it in new directions. He doesn't get stuck on one little fitness modality. He'll try something, see how it works. He'll measure the results. He'll share it. He'll talk about it. If it's working, he'll stick with it, especially if he has a goal. If it's not working, then he pivots. He'll do something else. Jamie's a very intelligent trainer. As well, our friend Runner Boy is a very intelligent trainer too. I've watched Runner Boy, it's probably been maybe 3 years now. And I've seen him make these little shifts. Never get stuck on just one thing, even if it's just because you like it. Be willing to make little pivots. It's one of the reasons why I dropped the burpee. I still do burpees. Part of my warm-ups, I'm going on 1,500 days of doing burpees every single day. And I used to be just a Yogi doing burpees in his basement. But I dropped the doing burpees in his basement because it was such a small aspect, one, of my overall fitness regime, and two, of all the stuff that I actually absolutely love. Am I blind without my glasses? I am blind without my eyes, at least physically. True vision does not come by eyesight. Beatles' I'm a Loser works. Ooh, good song. I'm not what I appear to be. I haven't heard that in a long time. It's on Beatles 65. I had that album. My cousin had that album, and I would play it forever on their little tiny record player. So much so, my cousin was maybe 7 years older than me. He's like, man, just take the record home with you. I don't care if I ever hear these songs again. You're welcome, Fred. Fred will always be here for you. If you're new and have not subscribed, you can so please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Thank you, Fred. Fred is the best, guys. And we can do Beck's song, I'm a Loser. I don't like all the lyrics in that song. Sourdough. This guy says, how's your kitty doing, Yogi? The upstairs one is, I think, sleeping on my bed. The downstairs one is sleeping on my couch. Both of them are sleeping. Thanks again for dropping Perceiver's link. Guys, this is our guest. Check out the link that Aaron just dropped, Kundalini King. This is our guest this evening. If you look at the title of tonight's live stream, 525. Give me a second. I will let you know what it is. Personal empowerment and shamanic dreaming. Shamanic dreaming arts. Talking with shaman Joel Schaefer. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to cancel with my Wednesday guest. I just see no way of talking about plant medicine without getting in some kind of trouble. I can't risk losing my channel, being demonetized. Steepy kitties. Yep, they're going with their strengths. Shout out to the team. Thank you, Fred. 1 o'clock. No guests. No guests today. Miss Flipper, my usual Monday go-to person, she came up yesterday. So we'll just hang out this afternoon. Kundalini King says that's why you want a Patreon channel. I'll look into that, Aaron. Sissy, how are you? Sissy says number 1, thumbs up. Are you pointing up? Hey, Sissy, do you have a Patreon channel? Lady Sky says, okay, cool. Thanks, Lady Sky. So again, guys, if anyone has any insights on why one side of my beard grows faster than the other, why not even one side? How come one spot? And it's not even the same spot. It's like one part of my face just says, you know what? It's my time to shine. Sissy says, yes, putting up. I do have one, but it isn't stocked with content yet. Okay, maybe you and I need to talk about this. I would appreciate your insights. Bye, Lady Sky. Lady Sky says, no link because I'm going live for Oracle at Dawn. We're Love Edition. We'll be on the lookout for you. What time are you going live? Wait for Lady Sky to reply, guys, and I'm going to head out and take my walk. I don't know if I'm going to shovel pre-workout or shovel post-workout. I'm thinking post. No sense going into the kettlebell workout pre-fatigued, right? 6:30. All right, guys, that's coming up in just a few minutes. Let me get back from my walk. It might only be a 20-minute walk. This might be around my pond. We'll see. Depends on how much ice is on the road. Don't we get down to the pond. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you all at 1. If you want to skip 1, that's okay. But don't skip 5:25. Because as Aaron dropped the link, you'll see the channel Perceivers. This is the channel. This is the description. And then I'm going to go. Fred says, I always cut my beard off. These guys making cinema rolls. Nice. Jamie's going live, guys. This is Perceiver's channel. He's our guest. Discussions on awareness, purification, lucid dreaming, and intent. Joel Schaefer is a personal empowerment mentor and shamanic dreaming arts teacher, offering awareness training along with shadow wound reflection and integration support for individuals and groups. Joel guides people in energetic nonlinear transformation practices such as shamanic movement, the art of recapitulation. I said that wrong because I said it too fast, but even if I slowed it down, I would still say it wrong. Lucid dreaming and gazing disciplines. Looking forward to it. All right, guys. Love you all. Take care.